This is Progress Culture.
There are skills that you can build that will help you to basically access these states. I mean, even just performing, right? And I think that's how I got into this, right? Into flow in general. It's like you, right now, if I said, Tommy, get into flow, do it. Maybe
Okay,
you
I'll
might
do
be
it.
able
I'll do
to
it.
because you're kind of a freak of nature in that way,
Yeah.
but most people wouldn't be able to do that. But as a musician, it's like, Dominic, go perform. And like, to be your best performer, like you like are likely to get into flow, I would say, just anecdotally. Like, you have to be able to say, I'm doing this, and then you get on stage and you perform and you like, execute. So it is possible, right? I think that, every time you perform, you're not necessarily getting into flow, but the likelihood of you doing it because you've practiced so many times, it feels like it's something that more times than not, or more frequently than someone who isn't developing these competencies, that is an ability that you can
Yeah, I think a lot of it, and I'd like to hear how it works for you too, because like you said, that you say Tommy is different and Paul is like completely different. Mm-hmm. And from the way that I learn, like I come at it from a more, I think anyway, a more analytical side where he doesn't have to analyze it and he just does it and he can do it and he can share it. So it's like, it's a different understanding, but a very, it's an understanding of a lot of depth. And for me, some of the things that you're saying, they resonate for me. Like develop a practice, like in order to find the ability to enter flow or to be able to operate in spite of distractions or even incorporate what would be considered as distraction. Really, that's my goal, is to be able to be more encompassing and assimilate more things. But I do find that as far as goals and stuff like that, for me, it's almost most of the time, I have to basically operate in a way that feels more like blind faith, and that the goal is simply make progress,
right? And
that the other goals that I put around it are simply expectations that I may fail to meet. Yeah, because they might not play into what the actual thing that is supposed to happen is, where I have created impositions on where I should be. So I have had to erase my whiteboard numerous times, and now what's up there just says focus, refine, and find uncompromised support. Not play the Kennedy Center and get a contract with Sony and or whatever, but certainly in a more fundamental way of, this is how I want my body to operate. So today I'm going to spend 45 minutes on each hand doing consecutive strokes, evenly spaced, and count them in different groupings. So you do things like that, but I find those other things often not having a goal facilitates my ability to be more in it and let it develop what in it is.
I know with myself that for quite some time I have tried to study and as well as play many, many different types and kinds of music, if you want to call it that. I've also learned through doing that for many years, and while playing with some people that were exceptional musicians, that added to my understanding of composition and what composition actually is. Not composition in a textbook, but universal composition within the universe, the planet, beyond the planets, in our minds and through our minds. And then while playing and interacting, I try to focus as much as I can positively focus on what is happening musically while we are playing, whether that be just myself, or with Dominic, or with other people that I have played with. And I have found that doing that...
There they go.
And,
Is there any bourbon
got
in that
the
one?
The jet taking off.
Yeah.
I have found that doing that is much like that jet. It just takes off. And there you have it. The universe
That is
in
the most
flight.
perfect segue I've ever
Yeah, that was
heard
great.
in my life, Paul. Well done there.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
That was, yeah, pretty amazing.